Hello out there on YouTube. Welcome to my latest project with the Corgi restoration. And this one you can see is the Royal Auto Club Rescue pickup. And Land Rover 109 WB wheelbase. And you can see she's been battered and crashed and smashed. I have new antenna and I have decals. And you can see the tow hook's a little bit mangled. And I have another tow hook. I'll try and straighten that one, but I'm not sure about it. Another thing you can't see, maybe, is that the spring suspension is shot right there in that corner. So we'll have to take it apart to figure out what's going on there. Before I get started, though, I'm going to need to find some blue paint. That is kind of a... I went looking online for some spray paint, and there's a Rust-Oleum blue that I'm going to try and find tomorrow and see if that looks pretty close to that kind of dark gray blue color. And then we can get started tearing it apart. 2 rivets to drill out and get going. This, from what I've seen online, is a toughie because you can't drill very deep because of the bed in the back and the bumper on the front. So, gonna have to be careful. Other than that, it appears to be in pretty good shape. The glass looks good. The body's filthy and chipped, but I think it's all there. I don't know what, I just noticed this stuff here. Don't know what that is. But there she is. Let's get tearing it apart. As you can see, the Land Rover is pretty much ready for assembly, except I need to put the decals on. The one I had, or this one before I stripped the paint off, had the Royal Auto Club symbol on the doors, and it said Radio Rescue on the hood. As you can see, she's all painted up. I put some little chrome spots. I think that's supposed to be a Land Rover badge right there. That should be painted silver. I painted up the grille, bumper, so she's all ready. So I've got one badge RAC symbol cut out. Put it in the water next to me here, and I have the Radio Rescue almost cut out. I'm sorry, did I call that the hood? That's the bonnet, isn't it? Hood here in the States. Get that out of the way. Now I have, probably just out of camera angle, some micro scale, micro set, and micro saw. And I'll put a little bit of micro set in place. Get the RAC symbol out. And let's see if she's ready to come off. Yep, the backing paper. Okay. Be right back. I usually keep a little piece of paper towel handy to mop up extra water and setting solution. A little bit further forward. It's pretty well centered on the door. right about there. Now, to get it to melt down onto the side of the car, put a drop of micro sol, which is solvent. And I'll use the paper towel to draw it through the decal. And try not to touch it right now. Alright, and over here I've got the Radio Rescue decal already. A few drops of microset. I don't know what the microset is. Probably just water. Somebody said it has smell. It smells like vinegar. I'm not sure. How the Radio Rescue is centered fore and aft on the bonnet, but we're just going to do it. Hopefully not crooked like that. Alright, I'm going to call it good right there. Hit it with a microsol. And don't touch it. Whatever you do, don't touch it. By the way, the brush applicators I have came from another bottle. The Microscope Products doesn't come with the brush applicator top, unfortunately. Alright, so there's one Radio Rescue and one RAC symbol. I'm going to cut out the other door badge. But first I need to let the first side cure, dry, whatever. So I'm not going to apply this for a while. In general, I like to leave it, well, you can tell it'll be dry. I like to leave it for, I don't know, 15 minutes, half an hour. So there's the other one. Whoop, ready to go on. Alright, it's been about probably half an hour. Whoops, dropped it. And the decals are all dry to the touch. Let's get the decal out. So I let it sit in the water just long enough for the backing paper to get wet. And then I let it sit for a minute. Test it, see if it's ready to move. So let's put it in place. I'm going to put more of the microset on there. do some moving around here. Now I was also looking at the decals on the original truck, and the RAC symbol was not centered on the door. It was more forward of center. And that looks pretty good. It looks a little crooked. Once you put the solvent in place, it's kind of like, don't bother trying to move it. Voice of experience talking. I'm not going to do it. There we go. The next step, once the decal's dry, coat it with some Tester's gloss coat, and I do want to touch that one Land Rover symbol on the back there. The Land Rover has a coat of Tester's gloss coat over all the decals, and I don't know, the Tester's gloss coat doesn't give a very glossy finish to it, but it's okay. So there we are, ready for final assembly. Drop the windshield down into place. Now I think this has to snap up. There we go. That rear window has to snap up into place up there. And then we drop the interior into position. Now, oh, I need to glue this in place too, the antenna. This is not the correct antenna for this truck. I think it's for the police cars. But I don't have the right one, so I'll super glue this baby into place. I think I've got a little puddle of super glue here. I think I will put a drop of super glue on the bottom too. I'm not sure that that antenna is short enough. What's going to happen when I put the tires up in there? Oh, it's not going to get good. No problemo. Okay. Trailer hitch, hook. Right? No. Chassis goes first. Huh? And I'm going to put, I think, a drop of super glue up here. And back here on the post. Just because I can. Sorry, I'm taking it off camera. I need to squeeze this pretty hard, I think. There we go, snapped in. Then the trailer hook goes in place. Really? Look at that, different size. Cool. And I have a rivet to put on the front, except I didn't cut this down yet. Don't drop it. I'm going to have to cut the rivet off completely on this one. Cutters. Drop the super glue. You know, it'd be a really good idea to test fit this before I put it in place or glue it in place. Don't you think? It works. Now, to deal with this hook. So I have a couple options. I do have other hooks. So that's going to be, I think, option 1. Option 2, obviously, will be to file this down. If you notice, the hole's quite a bit bigger, too. And I'm not sure that this screw will hold it in place. Oh, nope. So I need a smaller hole and a smaller hitch. That don't know how this is going to work out. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go to my parts supply. Well, all I had was one other hook of the same style and shape, so I'm going to go with this one and put a drop of glue around it, a couple drops. Get it down in there. I filed it down to fit. You know what? That is bent just a little bit. Great. Ah. Heck with it. I'm going to live with it the way it is. And now, drop our super glue in the hole. And it's going to pop out again. And put a rivet in here. And hopefully not glue my finger in. I'll let that sit for a couple of minutes. Be right back. Okay. There she is. Now let's take a look around, check everything out. I noticed there's a little bit more silver I could do right there on the bottom of the grill, but boy, my hands aren't that steady. I want to go back in there and take a chance of messing it up. But there we are. The Royal Auto Club Radio Rescue. I can take that out now. Don't need that. And let's get a final picture of that and move on to the next project. Hey, if you like this video, please leave a check down below. Where is that? Down this way? Leave a thumbs up, not a check. Leave a thumbs up down there. And if you have any suggestions for me, or comments, or some questions, you can leave them down below too. I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun with your Corgi toys out there. Bye for now.